Hi YouTube, it's Folio Society Reviewer here to showcase one of Folio Society's new books that they just put out this summer, Killing Floor by Lee Child. You may be familiar with Jack Reacher. He's a famous character now that Lee Child's kind of taken off as an author, and Folio Society finally decided to publish Lee Child's first book in the Jack Reacher series, Killing Floor. I've read several of Lee Child's books, and Killing Floor remains my favorite. And I definitely think this is a great book that you should consider picking up in terms of the story and the overall quality that Folio Society gives you. So I wanted to give you guys a first look at it. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section. And I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. I really am excited to show you this. So Folio Society always gives you this slipcase, so they give us a slipcase, and you can kind of tell it's got a little bit of a glittery shimmer to it. It's kind of a metallic black, so I wanted to showcase that for you. And one of the things I wanted to start doing when I show you guys these slipcases is to kind of show you the sides of them. I was noticing that sometimes they give slipcases that are a little on the thinner side, and this slipcase is definitely on the thicker side, and I really like that about it. I was comparing them to other Folio Society books that I own, and most of the ones that were this thick were definitely above $100 to purchase, more like in the lines of around $150. And this edition of this book, Killing Floor, will run you $75, and I think that's a great value for the overall quality. So you can probably tell, you can see the dollar sign, you can see George Washington there. That's a really important element to the story. I have read Killing Floor, as I said before, and this money aspect is a really important part of the story. So that is definitely a cool cover. I like how the dollar sign is kind of worn and torn, and I don't want to spoil the story at all, but that design will make sense to you once you read the book. So the production details on this are, it's bound in screen printed cloth. It's set in Saban with Bureau Gras as display. There are 400 pages, integrated black and white title page spread, and 7 full-page color illustrations. It's a rather large book, 400 pages. I feel like you're getting a good value in the size of it. It feels very hefty and very good quality. I really like this red cloth that they have on the front. It feels like a high-end cloth or fabric. One thing I was a little let down though on is the spine. The spine's kind of plain looking. If you can't tell, it's just kind of plain. So that's one thing that I wish that was maybe a little bit more striking. I like the red, but I think because the book has to do with money, that maybe a green fabric would have looked a little cooler in place of that. But I definitely like the red too. It looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way. I'm going to open up the book, and we're going to showcase some of these great illustrations and other things about the book. So you can see it's got that same metallic black end papers on it, and those are very nice. What we've got Killing Floor, and you can kind of see through. This first illustration looks so cool, and I just remember this opening scene in the book. It's one of the coolest scenes in the, to get you going in the book, and the cops bust into the diner, and Jack Reacher just acts so cool and calm, like it doesn't even faze him. Definitely a really cool opening chapter for a book. So you can see it was just published, London Folio Society in 2020. It's introduced by Malcolm Gladwell, and the illustrations are by Oliver Barrett. I looked him up online, and he's done a lot of work for a lot of different companies. I really like his artistic style. I think he did a great job on these illustrations. If you can't even tell, just like these added lines that he puts in, almost like a comic book feel to it, and I really like that. So a lot of people have been asking where these things printed. So this is printed on Abbey Wolf paper, and it's printed right here in Slovakia. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce that for you. Great story. I always love how Folio Society leaves a page for their illustrations so you can jump to those right away. And that's mainly what I'm going to showcase for you. But I did want to show you, there's a little intro about Lee Child, and then the introduction written by Malcolm Gladwell. So I'm going to go ahead and turn through that. And then we'll see Killing Floor, and you see there's the chapter 1 right there. I'm going to go ahead and jump to those illustrations for you now. So there's that first illustration. So cool. This artist did a fantastic job. If you have Folio Society editions, you might want to know that these illustrations are kind of on a smooth, a little bit more glossy paper, similar to The Shining. If you have that book, The Shining, I did a showcase of that as well, and it's kind of a smoother paper. I like when Folio Society uses the textured paper for their illustrations. I'm pretty sure that's just wherever they get the books printed, kind of decides that, but the smooth is fine. It's very nice quality. It's just I kind of like that textured paper a little bit more. So you can see that Jack Reacher has kind of beat down these guys. Get to the next illustration. Okay, so cool. Look at that, coming up in the air. Very cool, he's getting a shave done. You can imagine what this scene's gonna be like. So, and there's our villain. Okay, don't want to spoil too much about the story in here. I will just say, go ahead and read it. It's a great page turner book. It's 400 pages, but it's quite the page turner. And it definitely has scenes in it that I remember and are kind of iconic to me, stick in my mind. And I really enjoyed reading just how Lee Child kind of explained how money's made and how hard it is to make money in the US. And I'm not talking about like earning money. I'm talking about actually physically making the money. So we're gonna go to the next illustration. I love that. It just shows like the shot. The book definitely lived up to the hype for me, personally. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, all right, somebody's looking out, checking out some stuff here. I like the use of color that the illustrator used. Really great job on that. There's another chapter page. Book is a little tightly bound, so it's a little harder to flip through than I'm used to, but it's not too tight. Just now, this was my favorite illustration as I was going through it. I remember this scene in the book, and I'm really, really thankful that the illustrator chose to highlight this illustration because it was one of those classic scenes in the book, and everybody's kind of dressed up in these suits to protect them from blood or get anything getting on them, and they're ready to kind of kick Jack Reacher's butt. And I'll let you find out what happens in that scene, but really, really glad that they chose to highlight this one. This was my favorite illustration for sure. And the last one is very high quality too. You can see like an explosion in the background and the car chasing off. And I love the lines coming out and zipping out from that. Okay. And then that was the last illustration. You get those metallic black end papers. And you get that brilliant red fabric. Definitely recommend this book. For $75, you're getting your money's worth. There really aren't, as far as I found, any collectible editions of Lee Child's work, and this one is the one to get. I mean, I was a little hesitant on $75 when I first heard that price. I was like, there's no way Killing Floor is gonna be $75. But after I held the book in my hand, I remember, man, that was a long book, and there was 400 pages, and I like this illustrator quite a bit. This is gonna be one you're gonna wanna hang on to. You're gonna enjoy the book, you're gonna enjoy the quality, everything about it is just fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed this showcase, and like I said, if you have any questions or comments, just ask me in the comment section, and I hope you'll subscribe. Have a great day.